It's Validated by Victoria, and I'm your host, Victoria Vesh. What is going on, guys? I hope you enjoyed the past 2 episodes. If you have any suggestions, definitely hit me up. What do you think I should talk about next? I actually had a suggestion in my inbox for today's solo episode about mental health and burnout, so that's what I'm going to talk about right now. A lot of y'all are like, Victoria, wait, you do way too much. Like, calm down. No, never calm down. I always like to be busy, but there is a lot of mental health breaks and burnout, and I have 10 tips for you guys that I'm going to tell you about that I implement in my life to help combat these things. So obviously, if you know me, you know I do a lot of things, and I stay very active and I stay very busy. And I used to put mental health on the back burner, and then it just kind of all came crashing down on me one day, and I was like, okay, wait, I really need a mental health check. I started going to therapy. I know that sounds a little, you're like, oh my gosh, therapy. No, therapy was very beneficial for me. I still, go to my therapist and talk with him, especially about things I've been dealing with my mom. And I think therapy and having a therapist, or at least someone to talk to, even if it's in church or your family, is very beneficial to have. So I'm a big advocate on that. I used to think like, oh my gosh, they go to therapy, but that's not a taboo subject anymore. And I'm pretty open with it. So if you're going through something, you need someone to talk to, you can always reach out to me. I'm someone who loves to talk to people, help try to give, the best advice I can, but I highly, highly, highly recommend finding a therapist or a group counselor, or someone you can talk to, and they can help you, with all, problems going on in your life. So, or at least, help you find a path to take. So now I always try to make time to do things that put a spring in my step and, help me thrive and be passionate and set my soul on fire. And here is my top 10 list to avoid burnout. Burnout is super common, especially nowadays when we have people like me doing so many things, a lot of hustles out there, or even if you're just in a job that demands a lot, burnout is extremely common. And so number 1 on my top 10 list to avoid burnout, in my opinion, is just take a break. I know that seems very simple. Everyone says that, but it's super important. Just even if it's 10, 15 minutes of your day, just to take a little break for yourself, I highly recommend. I always try to take a break every day for myself, even whether it's, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, just to reset. And I know a lot of people think meditation is a little far-fetched, just like therapy, but meditation has been super helpful for me. I put all the electronics away, and I'm like, okay, it's time to sit down. It's time to breathe. It's time to meditate. And one of my favorite things to listen to, I was on TikTok scrolling, and I found this meditation that's, really good to set intentions for not only myself. I'm a big proponent of affirmations. The Secret is a book that my mom literally put on my brother and I all the time. She loved The freaking Secret. Hopefully, I know the Secret family and try to get them on the podcast to talk about affirmations, but they have, that book was literally the essence of my life of meditating and affirmations, and my mom pumped that into me. She had the CD, and when we would go to school, she'd be like, all right, time to listen to The Secret. And we're like, oh my God, not again. She made my brother and I watch it over and over again. But I feel like it completely implemented in my life meditation, setting affirmations, The Secret, positive thoughts, positive, well-being. But when I was scrolling through TikTok, I found this meditation playlist from Healer Barbie. I'll try to share it on my website so you guys can, download it. You did have to purchase it, but it's actually a really good meditation. It puts me to sleep, and it's really good for not only meditating and just calming your soul, but also setting an intention and affirmation for your life of where you want to go. So number 1, take a break, meditate, set intentions, affirmations, put away all the electronics, and just take a breath. We all have that 10, 15 minutes today. I know you're probably like, I don't have any time. There is always time for at least 10 minutes. Or if you don't have time, just try and make time. Get up a little bit earlier so you can have that 10-minute mental break. Number 2, get into fitness. And a lot of people don't like working out. I get it. But there is some way to make your body move that helps, it's a big proponent of like serotonin and getting your body moving. It's just going to help with the feelings of feeling down and depressed and feeling like you got a lot of burnout. One of my favorite workouts, and it's a little bit slow moving, is yoga. Obviously, like I said about meditating and just getting a good holistic mindset. Yoga is just good, stretching out your body, stretching out your muscles. I go to hot yoga. A lot of people don't prefer that. My friend Brittany hates hot yoga, but hot yoga for me, just sweating it all out, sweating all the negativity out, and just putting like a positive mindset to get in the day. I mean, there's other workouts that I do. I always try to at least work out once a day, even if it's for 30 minutes. And if you're like, hey, I don't have time to work out, like I said, get up a little earlier. I tell people sometimes, they're like, oh my God, you wake up at 5 a.m. I'm like, yeah, I want to get my day started right. I want to get on the right footing. I mean, again, it helps with burnout, and like get a workout in, get my body going and be energized for the day. So I'm a true proponent in working out and fitness and just being healthy and holistic. Number 3, find a hobby. I know that sounds a little like, okay, I find a hobby. Like, it doesn't have to be anything big. I talk about my friend Brittany all the time. She's my best friend. She loves to quilt. Quilting is her hobby. It's her release from the day. Not only does she work out and meditate, but she also does quilting. For me, I love social media and I love making videos. I love, doing this podcast. Like, I find something that keeps me happy, keeps me sane, and just kind of also gives me a reset. So finding that hobby, whether it's photography or, even if it's running on the beach or getting some sun outside, it doesn't have to be like a crazy hobby. It could be quilting, it could be something slow, it could be something fast if you want to do CrossFit or some other kind of very active hobby that you want to do. I think finding a hobby, finding something that you like to do and you're like, oh, I can't wait to, make that quilt, or I can't wait to go make this video for Reels. Finding something that's fun to do that you have no expectations on, I think that's very key. When you're finding a hobby, there's no expectations you put on it. Like for a job, you got expectations to complete this goal. Like my friend for quilting, her expectation is she just like wants to make a pretty quilt. There's no pressure on it. So you got to find a hobby that doesn't give you pressure. Like photography, you just want to go out, take some photos, just print them out, keep them for yourself. That's what you want to do. But finding a hobby, no expectations, just keeps you happy. Number 4, plan ahead and make a schedule. If anyone knows me, I am very type A. I am a little bit of a perfectionist, a little bit of an overachiever, over-organizer, and sometimes I put myself out there a little too much, and I'm like, okay, wait, girl, hold up. Like, we've now overscheduled like 10 things. That's how I used to be. My mom really set an example of planning ahead, making a schedule. I have probably like 5 calendars in my house, and you're probably like, how does this help with burnout? Planning your day, making a schedule for the week, this is the task for this day. It's going to help instead of like all of a sudden you've like kind of forgot everything. It's all in a scramble and you're like, oh my gosh. And then that just makes you more stressed. Stress is what essentially leads to burnout. But if you plan ahead, make a schedule of your day, of your week, on a Sunday, just how people meal prep, make a schedule for your week. Like, this is how, I work from this time. I'm going to work out. I'm going to meditate at this hour. I mean, it should only take you, 30 minutes max to make a schedule. Hey, I'm going to grocery shop on this day. I'm going to go out to dinner on this day. Like, making a schedule literally reduces stress. And for burnout, you want to reduce stress. And obviously, I'm not a doctor here. I'm not an expert on burnout. I'm just someone who's always busy and doesn't really, know what to do sometimes, and I'm frantic, and that's how I've honestly lived my life, is just being a completely busy person. And these are just, my suggestions of what I think you should do, and it's what has helped me avoid the burnout. Number 5, I say get a good group of friends. Could be your family members, but you want to have a good friend circle. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I have 50 friends, I can reach out to. No, it could be 3. I have, 3 best friends that I always talk to every day. Have a really good group of friends that, are not your therapist or not your counselor, but someone else you can talk to, someone else you can, release stress with. You could hang out with them. You don't even have to talk. Like I said, I always talk about my best friend, Brittany, because we laugh all the time. sometimes we can just hang out. We won't even talk. We'll just watch TV. And it's just a stress release. Like just having a friend there, having a companion there, just to talk to. Also, a good group of friends. At the end of your workday, you need to, go out, release some stress. If you want to go out drinking, go out, have fun, like whatever you want to do, go out to eat. I think it's just really beneficial if you have a good group of friends, and if you feel like it's hard to make friends. Honestly, that used to be me. I used to be extremely shy. It used to be really hard for me to like talk to people and make friends, but I, soon got out of that shell, and my country accent coming out, got out of that shell. So it, took some time, but also I had to push myself out there. So push yourself out there to make some friends, whether it be at church, work, if you're just out and about somewhere and you see someone sitting by themselves, go talk to them. Like, make a good group of friends, even if it's on social media nowadays. Like, if you listen to my last episode with Jessica, I had slid in her DM, and now we're become close friends. Honestly, I've been talking to her every day. So even if it's just sliding in someone's DM and be like, hey girl, like I'm new to town, or like I'm looking for some new friends, like I always appreciate when someone messages me that, and I'm like, yeah girl, let's get together, let's go out to eat, grab some coffee, go do something. So yeah, push yourself, like get some friends, get a good social network going. And I truly believe that helped me a lot, reduce a lot of stress. Number 6, get you a fur friend. Now, if you don't like animals, you can skip this step. But for me, having my little baby Daisy, I wanted to bring her today, but she needed a little day of rest. I brought her to work yesterday. She was going crazy everywhere. But having her in my life she's just like a little piece of comfort that's always there. She always loves me unconditionally, and I, love that dog more than anything. That's my dog baby. That's my dog child, and I don't know what I would do without her. And I truly believe, having a dog, a cat, a fur friend in your life is something completely beneficial if you're an animal person. But if you are going to get a dog or a cat, to help you with your everyday life, make sure you have time to take care of it, because some people get these pets and they don't have time and they end up in the shelter. So if you're going to get a fur friend, make sure you have some sort of time to take her out, or take him or her out to the vet, take her out to the dog park. Dogs and cats and animals, if you get a snake, I don't recommend that, but I mean, whatever floats your boat, they take time, they take patience. So make sure you have all that if you get a fur friend. But I highly recommend go adopt. Don't shop. Get a fur friend. Help with your stress. Help with the burnout. I see little Daisy when I go home, and she's so happy to see me, and I'm like, it's nice to see some little baby with angel with a smile. So highly recommend number 6 if you're an animal person. Number 7, do little things that make you feel good, look good. Now, I'm not saying you should go change your whole appearance. If that's what you want to do to make you feel good, look good, go do it. Girl, guy, do whatever you want. But I truly believe like dressing up every day, getting your nails done, getting your lashes done is something like super beneficial that you should do to just make yourself look good, feel good. And it could be anything. Just get a manicure, go get a wax. I don't know. Go do something that makes you feel good, look good, prepares you for the day, and it sets a good intention. Number 8, plan a trip. I'm a big proponent on vacationing, and since I've traveled, God, I don't even know how many countries at this point, I just love to get to a new place, get to a new area, and just chill and take a deep breath and, turn off the cell phone. You don't have to Instagram everything. I know that, even though I'm an avid social media person. But planning a trip, getting away from everything that's normal to you is something that can just help reduce stress, help reduce burnout. Number 9, read a book, find a podcast. Expand your mind. I think, just doing things that help nurture your brain, feed your soul. I think those are very important just to keep your mind going. That's something different. Like if, for instance, for me, I was in law school, and things I would read about would be like psychology or animals. I would read something different than what I'm used to every freaking day. So find a podcast that, is unique to you. Hey, podcast here. Or just expand your mind. Go to classes. Go to a cooking class. Go to a pottery class. Go do something different that's different from your normal everyday. Number 10, find find your passion and what sets your soul on fire. I think that's really important. Go to a career path if you feel stuck and you're like, oh, this is burning me out. Find a career path that just sets your soul on fire. What are you really passionate about? You know, life is short. I've realized that over the years, especially going through, you know, the passing away with my mom and my brain tumor. I realized, you know, life is short. Do what you want to do, not what you have to do. And I think that's something really important. I know a lot of times we kind of get caught up in like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to make money. We'll find a way to monetize on what sets your soul on fire. I think that's just really important. And that's something you're going to have to research and do. But at the end of the day, like I said, life is short. And find what you want to do and what energizes you to get up each day. All right. That was my 10 steps on burnout, or my list of how to avoid the mental breakdown, the burnout of just every day. Now, I had asked on my Instagram for you guys to ask me some questions. So I am going to go through some of the questions you guys asked. Some of them are a little dirty, so I don't know if I'm going to hit those, and you're all a little crazy on my Instagram, but I have them here, so I'm going to pick a few that I like. And there's one that I really liked. I'm not an expert on this, and I got to find the question, got to scroll through my phone. And it was actually from one of my friends, and I'm not going to reveal her name. I don't think I should do that. But she asked me, best way to deal with a coworker who's not pulling their weight at work. I'm not really, like, an expert on this, but there has been plenty of times when I worked as a team and there's been someone who was slacking. And I just remember I had done a fashion show. I started like the Fashion Law Association, and I'd done a fashion show with the Fashion Law Association at school. And I was like, okay, there were some people like not all helping, but my personality is if they're not helping, I just do everything. Type A personality here. But, you know, I am, try to be a team player. But, you know, like I said, my type A comes out, and most of the time I just take over. So, like, for that, I just took over. But, you know, that led to burnout. So I highly, highly don't recommend just taking over everyone's job if someone's not pulling their weight. For me personally, I think the best way to deal with it is to talk to them, take them to coffee, understand who they really are. We don't know what everyone goes through. You don't know everyone's struggle through their day. You could see them just at work, and you don't really know them outside of work. You don't really know what's going on at home. So get to know them. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors, that maybe they're not pulling their weight because they're tired of something, some arguments going on at home, or a divorce, or who knows. Something could be going on that we don't know about, that they're not pulling their weight at work. So get to know them as a person. Take them on coffee. I would try to explain it a couple times, like, hey, I really need your help. Like, I can't do this all by myself. And, you know, after a few times that doesn't work, and you know, maybe they're living a normal life and they don't really have any other problems, maybe you take that to a higher up. But I would make that the very, 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 very last thing you do, like plan double Z. Try to get to know them for like who they are and who they are as a person, and, you know, take them out to coffee, take them out to lunch. Just try to offer, you know, honestly, to be a friend more than a coworker. I mean, sometimes that doesn't work, but hopefully that can help in your situation. All right, someone asked, are you Italian? Yes, I'm Sicilian. My dad is 100% Sicilian. If you listen to him, I really want to get on the podcast, so hopefully he'll come on, but my dad is intense. He's definitely Sicilian when you see him. All right, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Okay. This is a good question because I had a lot of like aspirations. There was one where I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a magazine editor. There was a lot going on, but I think one staple one I wanted to be when I grew up was like a veterinarian. I loved animals. Growing up on a buffalo farm was like very big for me. And I was around horses and animals. I felt more connected with animals. Like I said earlier, I was very shy, so I felt like I could talk to animals. I don't know. Big horse girl over here growing up. But I thought being a veterinarian was my thing. But then I found out I do not like blood or anything related to any bodily fluid. So I was like, this girl out. We're not being a veterinarian. And then I got into law. All right. Someone else asked, have you ever been over to England? No, I have not. I would like to. I lived in Spain for study abroad purposes, and I hadn't been in England. But that is somewhere I really want to go. I went to Gibraltar? So I guess that's the closest thing to England I've been to. What's it like practicing law? I do not practice law yet. I am taking the bar in February, And I'm going to be taking the South Carolina bar after that, but I do not practice law yet. So when that happens, I'll get back to you on that. Someone said, let us take you away. Where are we going? I need somewhere tropical right now. I need some sun. As you can tell, actually, I spray tan last night, so maybe I don't really need some sun. I got that fake sun, though. And I want to go to, like, Tahiti or something. Take me somewhere tropical, please. I need some sun. I want to bring Daisy, too, and put her, like, in a little doggy swimsuit. I think it would be really cute. Oh, okay. I don't really know how to answer this question, but this person asked, is there anyone you love besides your mom and dog? LOL. Yes, there's other people I love. I love my dad. I love my brother. I love my brother's wife. I love my friends. I mean, there's other people I love besides my mom and my dog. But obviously, in my personal life, my mom and my dog were the closest thing to me. Like, Daisy is like my pal. She's my everything. My mom was my soulmate. So, of course, there's other people I love besides my mom and my dog. But they are just top two in my life. Someone asked advice on job interviews. I think this is a really good question, and coming from someone who has done a couple pageants, gotta like fix my hair for that one, but who has done a couple pageants, that's what really helped me with job interviews, because coming from a girl who grew up on a buffalo farm, yes, again, a buffalo farm, I was very shy and sheltered and didn't really get out much, and my mom did most of the talking for me, so I wasn't very good when it came to a person-to-person setting. And when I started doing when my first pageant was when I was 18, that really prepared me for interviews, and it prepared me for job interviews and just talking to people in general. And what I got from pageantry is just being yourself, being comfortable. We all go to the bathroom the same. We all shower the same. I mean, there's nothing to be intimidated by. Just be yourself and just talk like yourself and just show off who you really are, and be professional too in whatever setting you're interviewing in. Just kind of do a little bit of research before you go in, so you know what you're talking about, know what's on your resume too, because I feel like I've interviewed people and they didn't really even know what they put on their resume, and I'm like, why'd you put that on your resume? You don't know how to do Excel? So understand your resume, know it's all on your resume, and do your research before you go in to your job interview, so you know all about that job. All right, this is a good question. What is the biggest misconception about you? So I do have resting bitch face a lot, and so people think I'm very unapproachable. Or they see my Instagram and they're gonna be like, she's like a mean girl. That's totally not me. I'm a girl's girl, grew up on a farm, very low key. I'm not very high maintenance, well, a little bit, but I'm a girl's girl. I'm nice. You come up to me, anyone can talk to me. I always be friendly. I'm from the South, so Southern hospitality here. But I do think a lot of people think I'm very unapproachable, which I hope that's not the case. But like I said, you can always shoot me a DM. If you see me out and about, come say hey. I'll always say hey back. All right, let's see some more questions. I got to go through these. Some of y'all are like, who's your daddy on here? So I'm going to be like, my dad his name's Tom. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. All right, favorite perfume. Oh, gosh. I like this question because I love smells. And if someone smells like BO, I'm like, ooh, get out of here. My favorite perfume right now would have to be Gucci Bloom. That's what I've been wearing. I got that little thing from Sephora, and it was for Christmas, and it was like the perfume sampler. I don't know. So I got like a free Gucci Bloom from it, and it's like top tier scent. So I highly, highly recommend. Okay, why did someone just send peaches? Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, well, thanks, Evan. No one's going to see my butt on this cat. I mean, I look like a peach right now, honestly. So maybe that's what you're talking about. But no butt. All right, someone said, do you have a boyfriend? If you did not catch my first podcast, I said I was a single AF dog mom. So, no. Favorite photo of yourself? Oh, my gosh, I have a lot. But I am going to do a shout-out to my friend at Angel Samples. Go look her up. This is not a sponsored tag, but that is just my girl. I've shot with her since I was like 18 when I first started doing pageants. And like any photo of hers I've done, like always been my favorite. She's the bomb at makeup. So if you're looking to get your photos taken, like go to her. She's awesome. All right, someone else asked birthday. April 13th. If you're into astrology, Not really into astrology, but I'm an Aries. That helps. Okay, yeah. All right, how tall are you? Someone's calling Evan right now. All right, how tall are you? I am 5'7", 5'8". After I go to the chiropractor, yeah. I'm kind of tall-ish, yeah. All right, let's see some more questions. Let's see. So, y'all, I can't help with all these boyfriend questions. Like, why does it matter if I have a boyfriend or not? I'm cool by myself. Like, whatever. All right, balance between law and modeling and traveling. I think that's a good question. Like, I was talking about burnout earlier. I think it's just good to like plan a schedule, and I try to stay true to who I am as a person at the end of the day. And I also like being in the legal field, so just keeping that balance of being true to who I am and modeling and doing things that I love and sets my soul on fire, and then being in the legal field, which is my career path. It keeps me happy. So balancing all that's really not that hard because I love both. Someone asked, don't you have about 500 suitors by now? No. Yeah. No. All right, favorite song. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of favorite songs, I guess. I mean, I listen to a lot of like hardcore rap, so I don't, which you're like, wait, what? I feel like I'm that meme when it's like, oh, I'm going to like Whole Foods and she's like in her yoga pants, like, and listening to like hardcore rap. That's me. I don't even know what the meme is. I think I just made it up in my head, but yep, that's me. But favorite song, gosh, I love like, I've been loving some, y'all are gonna laugh, but like some Michael McDonald, some Phil Collins. I don't know what's going on. I think I hacked my mom's playlist and I've just been listening to that. So anything that's like gets the vibe going, that's me. All right, 5-year forecast. When someone asks that, I'm like, man, I'm feeling old right now. 5-year forecast. I'm about to be in my 30s. Like, oh god. Hopefully I have a boyfriend by then, but who knows? I said that probably like 10 years ago too, and look where I am now. Just hanging out with my dog, owning a home, living my best life in South Florida. So I don't really put like these high expectations on myself. I do have high expectations of being successful, but other than that, I don't want to like be like, I gotta have kids by this date, be married by this date. I'm not doing all that. So yeah, not doing that. All right, we got some more questions. Someone asked, where are the answers? I guess they didn't know I was going to answer them on my podcast, but I did say that. But I'm going to try to do like more of these where I ask questions and on Instagram story, and then you just, send me all your questions. Please don't ask me about boyfriends or booties or I don't even know what else is being said on here. I really don't think I should say that, and then we'll have to make this a rated like XXX podcast, but we're not going to do that. So I'm not even going to say, but y'all just chill out. Like, whoa. Like, I think this is funny. Do famous people slide in your DMs with you being so attractive? Well, I appreciate that you think I'm attractive. Evan's famous. He's got a blue check mark. Check him out, Golden TV. He slid my DM. It's cool. I mean, sometimes the blue check marks come through, but it's not about that. Someone said, can we meet on Delray app for drinks? How do you know where I live? But, sure. I don't know. Answer me back. We'll see. Let me go with, I'm going through these, trying to go through all of them. Someone asked, do you have a TikTok? Yes, I do. Shameless plug. It's at Victoria Vesh. If you want to find me on TikTok, I feel like I used to be pretty cool on TikTok, and now I'm not anymore. So I don't know what happened, but if you help a girl out and go on TikTok, just help me out. Give me some more followers on there. That would be great. We got a lot of questions to go on dinner dates, have a drink. I mean, I hope y'all are getting me some like steak over here because we got a lot of dinner date questions. Got a lot of married questions. Someone asked me, am I going to do a calendar? I was thinking about doing a calendar of Daisy because she's like a lot cuter than me. So I'll probably do a calendar of Daisy. I'll like put Daisy in bikinis on the beach. Hopefully y'all buy into that. Let's see what else. What made you get into the podcast thing? I actually had a vision to do a podcast like not long ago, and I started one, but I just didn't have the time being like still really in deep with school. So I decided, now that I've graduated and things are a lot more calm, that it'd be fun to restart the podcast again. I feel like I got a text message. Do you like hairy men? Who sent that? I'm looking at Evan over there. Yes, I do love hairy men. A little chest lettuce never hurt nobody. That's what I think. He sent me 2 more questions. I'll answer these. I think they're good. Oh, well, actually, no. The first one I didn't even read. It said, what's your position? And then I'm not reading the rest. So we're done. We're done there. And then what's your thoughts on self-love? I am all about some self-love. I used to not be a very confident girl, but now being 28 years old and kind of knowing who I am as a person, I think self-love is completely important. It's okay to think, you look good and feel good. I mean, don't be cocky about it, but being confident, I think that's important. Well, I think I answered a lot of questions today, and I hope y'all found the mental health and burnout tips. I'll try to post that as like a blog on my validatedbyvictoria.com website. So if you want to go back and read and just kind of simmer on that, study it, so you can avoid burnout. I hope you found all this very helpful, and stay tuned for my next podcast with my friend Rachel, and we're going to talk about a lot and dish a lot that we think all that's valid. Thank you for listening to Validated by Victoria. You can tune in on Spotify or watch me on YouTube. Make sure to listen to our next episode.